Alright, listen up because chapters 1 and 2 of Hoot are where the game starts, and trust me, it's got that Stranger Things mystery meets middle school drama vibe. So, we meet Roy Eberhardt, your classic new kid in town, and this dude is not loving his life in Coconut Cove, Florida. Like, imagine moving from Montana's chill vibes to a swampy mosquito playground where the heat is cranked up to Demon Slayer levels. Roy is just trying to survive middle school without becoming a walking target, but of course, the universe says, not today, Roy. Enter Dana Matherson. This dude is the worst. He's like that toxic player in an online match who's capping and spamming insults the whole time. He spends his free time being a giant jerk, and surprise, he's already got Roy on his radar. So one day on the bus, Dana's doing his usual bullying routine, squishing Roy's face into the window like it's a bad GTA 5 mission, and that's when Roy spots something weird outside. There's this barefoot kid, sprinting like he's in Naruto, weaving through traffic like a total pro. The guy's got no shoes, no backpack, and no chill, and Roy's instantly like, who is this dude, and what's his deal? Barefoot kid is booking it so fast Roy can't even process it, but you know our boy is now obsessed. Forget Coconut Cove, forget Dana the jerk, Roy's got a new mission, figure out who this human roadrunner is. Cut to Roy doing the classic middle school stealth ops to find the barefoot kid. It's like he's living out a Metal Gear Solid level, sneaking around and gathering intel. Meanwhile, Dana's still being a pain, but Roy's not letting it stop him. The next time he sees barefoot kid, Roy eats himself off the bus like a total madman and starts chasing him. Imagine Roy running through the streets like he's trying to catch a shiny Pokemon, only to get bodied by a random golf ball to the head. Yep, a golf ball. The universe is laughing at him, but Roy's determined. Now let's talk about Barefoot Kid's vibes. This kid is a ghost, a ninja, a mystery wrapped in dirt and sweat. He doesn't go to school, doesn't seem to have parents, and definitely doesn't care about societal norms like wearing shoes. He's basically giving off raised by wolves energy, and honestly, we're here for it. Roy's curiosity is through the roof, but his detective work keeps getting interrupted by real life, like his parents and school. And then, we've got the random subplot of Pancake House, the chain restaurant trying to build a new spot in Coconut Cove. The construction site is a total mess because someone's been wrecking it on the regular, like flipping survey stakes, messing with machinery, the works. The crew is losing it, thinking they're being pranked by some next-level troll, and spoiler, it's not random pranking. Barefoot Kid is totally involved. But Roy doesn't know this yet, he's still in the WTF is going on phase of his journey. By the end of chapter 2, Roy's world is flipped upside down. He's gone from new kid survival mode to being caught up in a real-life mystery that's way bigger than him. Between the barefoot ninja, Dana the human trash can, and the drama brewing at the Pancake House site, Roy's realizing Coconut Cove might not be so boring after all. You can feel the story leveling up, and Roy's about to get pulled into a wild ride full of sabotage, secrets, and some seriously cute owls. Stay tuned, because this is just the prologue to the chaos. Alright, chapters 3 and 4 of Hoot are where things start to heat up faster than a Mario Kart race when someone throws a blue shell. So, Roy is still recovering from that golf ball to the dome incident, but you know our boy isn't about to quit his quest for answers. The barefoot kid mystery is living rent-free in Roy's head, and he's determined to crack the case. First off, Roy is trying to stay low-key about his little off-the-bus adventure, but his parents? Yeah, they're not buying it. They're like, why do you have a black eye, Roy? And Roy, being the smooth operator he is, spins some half-baked story about sports. His dad's side-eye game is strong, but for now, Roy's in the clear. Roy's dad, who's kind of the serious, no-fun type, starts giving him a lecture about responsibility, and you can tell Roy's zoning out like someone stuck in a boring cutscene they can't skip. Meanwhile, Dana Matherson is still being the absolute worst. This dude's got one job, make Roy's life miserable. He corners Roy in the hallway like he's some kind of Stranger Things school bully extra, and Roy's trying not to lose his cool. But hold up, because Beatrice Leap enters the chat. Beatrice is like a one-woman SWAT team, and when she sees Dana messing with Roy, she doesn't even hesitate. She pulls the savage move, grabbing Dana's nose and twisting it so hard the dude crumbles. Dana's whining like he just got owned in Fortnite, and Beatrice? She's already walking off like the queen she is. Roy's both scared and impressed by Beatrice, but spoiler, this is not the last time their paths will cross. Beatrice is important, remember her name. For now, though, Roy's got bigger things on his mind, like figuring out where Barefoot Kid went. Cut to the Pancake House construction site, which is still getting absolutely wrecked by some mysterious vigilante. The workers are stressed, the foreman, Curly, is losing his mind, and Officer Delinko, the local cop, is trying to investigate but failing harder than someone playing Dark Souls for the first time. Delinko gets pranked again when someone puts alligators in the portable toilets at the site. Like, imagine opening the door and seeing 2 gators chilling there. Talk about a jump scare. The Pancake House crew is convinced they're cursed or something, but we know it's Mullet Fingers out here running stealth missions like he's in Assassin's Creed. Roy finally catches up to Barefoot Kid after some next-level detective work, and by detective work, I mean he literally runs into him in the woods. This kid, whose name we learn is Mullet Fingers, is on a whole different wavelength. He's living off the grid, wearing clothes that look like they've been through a Minecraft survival mode, and speaking in cryptic, eco-warrior riddles. Roy's like, dude, what's your deal? And Mullet Fingers gives him just enough info to keep the mystery alive. He's all about saving the owls and shutting down the Pancake House project, but he's super cagey about his backstory. You can tell this kid's been through some stuff. Roy's starting to piece it together, though. Between the messed up construction site and the fact that Mullet Fingers knows every inch of the wilderness, it's clear he's the one pulling the sabotage moves. Roy's not mad about it, he's actually kind of impressed. But Beatrice shows up, because of course she does, and she's got this big sister energy where she's like, Roy, stay out of it. You don't know what you're getting into. Turns out, she's connected to Mullet Fingers, and suddenly the plot thickens like a bowl of oatmeal. By the end of chapter 4, Roy's feeling torn. On one hand, he's vibing with Mullet Fingers and this whole Save the Owls movement. On the other hand, he knows if he gets caught up in it, he's risking everything, his parents, his reputation, and maybe even his safety. The mystery's getting deeper, the stakes are getting higher, and Roy's starting to realize this isn't just some summer adventure. It's turning into a full-on battle between right and wrong, and he's not sure which side he's ready to fight for. Stay tuned, because this story's got more twists and turns than a one-piece plotline, and things are just starting to pop off. Alright, chapters 5 and 6 of Hoot are a total vibe shift, and things are heating up like a Call of Duty mission on hardcore mode. Our boy Roy is neck-deep in the drama now, juggling school chaos, mysterious eco-sabotage, and trying to figure out what the heck is up with Mullet Fingers. The kid's life has gone from New Kid Blues to real-life Stranger Things season. So, it kicks off with Roy catching some heat at school. The principal calls him out for his off-the-bus parkour mission chasing Barefoot Boy. Yep, still can't live that one down. She's trying to get him to snitch on Dana for being the worst human alive, but Roy's like, nah, I got this. He might be new, but he's not about to be a narc. Instead, he pulls a reverse Uno card and turns the conversation into how Dana's the real problem, leaving the principal totally flustered. Roy's walking away with a slap on the wrist and some serious main character energy. But Roy's personal life? Yeah, it's getting messy. He's still obsessing over Barefoot Boy, who we now know as Mullet Fingers, and trying to connect the dots between him, the sabotage at the pancake house site, and those adorable owls. Speaking of sabotage, the chaos at the site is escalating faster than a Genshin Impact event. This time, Mullet Fingers goes full rogue and messes with the cruise survey stakes again, causing Curly, the foreman, to have a meltdown that's honestly meme-worthy. Like, you can picture him screaming at the sky, "YME?" Meanwhile, Officer Delinko is still out here trying to crack the case, but failing so hard he could be an NPC in a bad detective game. And then, there's Beatrice. Oh, Beatrice. She's got Roy on speed dial now and is not afraid to drag him into the wildest situations. She pulls up on him after school, all business, and basically forces him to help her save Mullet Fingers. Turns out, the kid got into a nasty scrape while pulling his latest owl-saving stunt. Roy's like, wait, I didn't sign up for first aid class, but Beatrice is not about to take no for an answer. So now, Roy's officially part of Team Save Mullet Fingers, which is equal parts wholesome and absolute chaos. The whole scene where they sneak into Roy's house to grab medical supplies is peak comedy. Beatrice basically steamrolls through Roy's kitchen, grabbing gauze and food like she owns the place, while Roy's mom is out here asking a million questions. Roy's flustered, Beatrice is unbothered, and it's the kind of chaotic teamwork that would make any anime sidekick proud. They manage to patch Mullet Fingers up in the woods, but the vibe is tense. Mullet's all mysterious and brooding, refusing to let Roy get too close to his secrets. Beatrice keeps playing the protective big sister role, and Roy's just trying to keep up without accidentally getting grounded for life. By the end of chapter 6, the stakes are officially sky high. Roy's realizing that Mullet Fingers isn't just some random barefoot kid causing trouble, he's got a purpose, and it's all about saving the owls. Those cute little birds are living on the land the pancake house wants to bulldoze, and Mullet Fingers is out here fighting for their lives like he's some kind of swamp Batman. Roy's caught between his normal suburban life and this wild eco-rebellion, and you can tell he's starting to pick a side. So yeah, chapters 5 and 6 are a roller coaster of tension, mystery, and low-key humor. Roy's in deeper than he planned, Mullet Fingers is still a total enigma, and Beatrice is the chaotic glue holding this whole operation together. The owl's future is looking grim, but this squad? They might just have what it takes to turn things around. Stay tuned, because this story is building up to some serious My Hero Academia underdog vibes, and it's only going to get crazier from here. Alright, buckle up, because chapters 7 and 8 of Hoot hit harder than a one-piece plot twist. Things are heating up faster than a game of Among Us when someone screams, it's red, and everyone's SUS. Roy is neck-deep in this all-saving drama, and let's just say, the stakes are sky-high and the vibes are immaculate chaos. So, we start with Roy sneaking out of his house for the ultimate meetup with Mullet Fingers. Yep, our boy Roy is officially in rebellious phase unlocked territory. Mullet's out here chilling like a forest ninja, and Roy's ready to get the tea straight from the source. When Roy finds him, Mullet Fingers is in full eco-warrior mode, explaining the whole deal with the owls. Apparently, Mother Paula's pancake house construction is about to bulldoze over a bunch of burrowing owl homes. And, get this, those tiny feathered dudes are protected by law. But the pancake house people? They're playing dirty, ignoring the rules because, you know, corporate greed is undefeated. Mullet Fingers isn't just mad, he's raging on behalf of the owls, and honestly, it's kind of inspiring. He's pulling every prank in the book to shut the site down, from snakes and porta potties to planting fake warning signs about dangerous animals. It's giving major Home Alone energy, but instead of burglars, he's going after construction workers. Roy is like, okay, this is wild, but I'm in, because deep down, he knows this is about doing the right thing. Plus, you can't say no to a guy who looks like a mix of Tarzan and an outlaw from Red Dead Redemption. Meanwhile, Beatrice Leap makes another power move and ropes Roy even deeper into the drama. Turns out, Mullet Fingers is her stepbrother. Boom! Big reveal. Beatrice has been protecting him because, surprise surprise, their family situation is trash tier. Mullet ran away because his parents don't really care about him, so now he's out here in the wild, living his best off-the-grid life like he's in Survivor. Beatrice might be scary, but she's loyal, and Roy's starting to see there's a lot more to her than just being tall and intimidating. While all this is going down, Roy's parents start to catch on that something's up. Roy's got the classic "I'm totally fine, nothing suspicious here" face, but his mom's not buying it. She's way too sharp for his amateur-level lying. Roy knows he's skating on thin ice, but he's also determined to keep helping Mullet Fingers. The guilt over the owls and the shady pancake house people is eating him alive. Our boy is officially on a moral mission now, and there's no turning back. Oh, and let's not forget the ongoing comedy that is Officer Delinko. This guy is still running around the construction site, trying to play detective, but he's clueless as ever. His latest fail? Falling asleep on the job and getting his patrol car spray painted. Imagine waking up and your squad car looks like a prop from a Splatoon battle. Embarrassing, but also kind of iconic. By the end of Chapter 8, the tension is cranked up to final boss levels. Roy's juggling 1,000 things at once, keeping his parents in the dark, figuring out his friendship with Beatrice, and trying to help Mullet Fingers without totally blowing his own cover. The pancake house construction crew is getting angrier, and the owls? Still in danger. It's clear that something big is about to go down, and Roy knows he has to step up if he wants to make a difference. These chapters are pure chaos, but in the best way. It's a mix of laughs, suspense, and serious heart, like if you mashed up Stranger Things with Captain Planet. Roy's growing into a legit hero, Mullet Fingers is the wild card we all need, and Beatrice? Absolute legend. Team Save the Owls is officially in action, and things are about to get epic. Alright, chapters 9 and 10 of Hoot are where things go from mild drama to next-level chaos, and I'm here for every second of it. First off, Roy's life is spinning faster than a Beyblade in its prime. On one side, he's still trying to balance his normal middle school existence, homework, parents, avoiding Dana's crusty wrath, and on the other, he's fully caught up in Mullet Fingers' secret owl-saving crusade. And spoiler, the dude isn't playing games anymore. So, let's talk about Roy's detective skills, which are honestly kind of fire. He's piecing together the whole backstory of the owls, and it hits harder than a Hunter x Hunter plot twist. Turns out, the adorable little birds live in burrows at the pancake house construction site, and they're about to get paved over like NPCs in a SimCity build. Roy's heart? Fully invested. He's like, we can't let this happen, but he's also not exactly sure how to stop a multi-million-dollar project when his only allies are a barefoot eco-warrior and Beatrice, Queen of Chaos Leap. Speaking of Beatrice, she stays iconic. She ropes Roy into more wild antics, acting like the leader of some kind of middle school Avengers team. At one point, she straight up threatens Dana Matherson, which is both hilarious and terrifying. Dana's out here thinking he's king of the school jungle, but Beatrice checks him so hard he's left looking like a deflated Among Us crewmate. Dana's reign of terror? On pause. Beatrice's reign of power? Just getting started. Meanwhile, Roy's working on a side quest with his parents, trying to convince them he's not completely off the rails. His dad, who's all about rules and structure, is still giving him major side-eye vibes, but Roy's determined to keep Mullet Fingers secret. He knows that if the adults get involved, Mullet's off-the-grid life could come crashing down faster than a noob in a Fortnite build battle. Then there's Mullet Fingers himself. This kid is out here pulling pranks like a pro-level League of Legends strategist. In Chapter 9, he takes things up a notch by planting fake survey stakes and vandalizing the site again, making Curly and the crew look like total clowns. He's operating with ninja-level stealth, and Roy's both impressed and slightly terrified. Like, how does this dude even think of this stuff? He's got the energy of someone who watched too much Attack on Titan and decided to take on the world. Chapter 10 takes us to the pancake house drama, where Officer Delinko is back in action. And by in action, I mean failing spectacularly. The guy's trying to play detective but keeps getting clowned by Mullet Fingers' sabotage. His patrol car gets vandalized, again, and Curly's out here screaming like he's auditioning for the role of stressed-out side character in every Disney movie ever. The workers are officially losing their minds, and the whole construction site feels like a cursed Minecraft server where nothing goes right. Roy's not just watching from the sidelines, though. He's diving in headfirst, grappling with some big moral questions. Like, does he keep following the rules and staying on the safe path, or does he take a stand and help Mullet Fingers fight for the owls? It's a classic choose-your-alignment moment, and you can tell Roy's heart is pulling him toward chaotic good. By the end of Chapter 10, the squad is gearing up for what feels like a boss-level showdown. The tension is building, the owls are in danger, and Roy's realizing he might have more power to make a difference than he thought. This isn't just some random middle school drama anymore, it's turning into a full-blown mission to save the day, and Roy's ready to step up. So yeah, chapters 9 and 10 are packed with action, humor, and enough twists to keep you hooked like it's your favorite One Piece arc. The squad's messy, the stakes are high, and the owls? They're counting on these kids to come through. No pressure, though. Alright, buckle up because chapters 11 and 12 of Hoot are like a crazy mix of a Spy X Family mission and a Minecraft griefing session gone wild. The drama's so real, the stakes are high, and Roy is out here learning what it means to stand up and be a hero. Let's dive into the chaos, shall we? So, Roy's still doing his best to balance his double life, normal kid by day, owl-saving vigilante by night. The tension is thicker than a bowl of ramen. Over at the pancake house site, Mullet Fingers isn't slowing down one bit. He's turned sabotage into an art form at this point, and the guy's pulling moves that would make a pro gamer jealous. His latest stunt? Sticking his arm into an owl burrow so it looks like he got bitten by one of the endangered birds. Big brain energy. He even has fake injuries to prove it, which is either hardcore dedication or absolute madness, probably both. Meanwhile, Roy is dealing with Dana Matherson, who is somehow even more of a walking owl than usual. Dana's been tricked into taking the fall for some of Mullet Fingers' sabotage shenanigans. Imagine thinking you're top dog, only to find out you've been outplayed like a noob in Call of Duty. Dana's so salty, you could season fries with his attitude, but honestly? He deserves it. Roy's not exactly thrilled about using Dana as a scapegoat, but at this point, it's survival mode. Things hit another level when Roy starts coming clean to his parents about what's been going down. He's like, hey, I know I'm grounded, but hear me out, there are owls in danger, and I'm trying to save them. His parents are low-key impressed, but also super worried, because this is not exactly your average doing chores level of responsibility. Roy's dad even drops some wisdom about standing up for what's right, which hits Roy right in the feels. This is growth we're seeing, people. Over at the construction site, Officer Delinko is still running around clueless, but it's kind of endearing at this point. He's like the NPC who keeps popping up in the wrong cutscenes, trying to figure out what's going on but always a step behind. Meanwhile, Curly the foreman is spiraling. The guy's stress levels are maxed out, and he's convinced he's dealing with a full-blown eco-terrorist. Close, but not quite. The real twist comes when Roy finally decides to take things to the next level. He hatches a plan to expose what's going on at the construction site, including the fact that they're breaking the law by threatening the owls. Roy's not just in it for the thrill anymore, he's genuinely trying to make a difference. It's like watching a Pokemon evolve into its final form. He's done hiding, and he's ready to go full hero mode. By the end of Chapter 12, you can feel the storm brewing. Roy, Mullet Fingers, and Beatrice are all locked in on their mission, but it's clear the Pancake House people aren't going down without a fight. The tension is at Final Fantasy boss battle levels, and you just know the showdown is going to be epic. Roy's come a long way from being the new kid on the bus, and now he's leading the charge to save the owls. This chapter's got everything, heart, humor, and a whole lot of chaos. Team Owls is ready for battle, and I'm so here for it. Alright, chapters 13 and 14 of Hoot are straight up wild, like, this should be a Netflix miniseries kind of energy. Things are popping off faster than a last-minute Overwatch overtime push, and our crew is officially in boss fight territory. Roy is stepping up hardcore now. He's no longer just the new kid on the sidelines, he's taking the reins like he's the chosen one in a Legend of Zelda game. After spending all this time connecting the dots about Mullet Fingers, the owls, and the evil Pancake Empire, he knows it's time to make some big moves. Roy's been feeling the heat from his parents, especially his dad, who's been grilling him harder than a summer barbecue, but instead of folding, he goes full power of friendship mode. He tells his dad the truth, well, most of it, and makes a heartfelt pitch about why the owls need saving. His dad, surprisingly, softens up a bit, proving that maybe adults aren't entirely clueless. Meanwhile, at the construction site, the chaos is reaching peak levels. Mullet Fingers is out there being an eco-warrior legend, pulling pranks that would make the Home Alone kid jealous. His latest stunt? He sneaks in and plants fake warning flags all over the site, making it look like some toxic waste situation. The foreman, Curly, is losing his mind even more than usual, and let's be real, watching this guy spiral is low-key hilarious. It's like every time he thinks he's got things under control, Mullet Fingers shows up and says, not today, Satan. Beatrice is still being her absolute boss self, keeping everyone in line and making sure Mullet Fingers doesn't do anything too reckless, which, let's face it, is a full-time job. She's the glue holding this chaotic trio together, and honestly, we all need a Beatrice in our lives. She's got that big protective older sibling in an anime energy, and she's not afraid to throw hands if it means keeping her squad safe. Things get even crazier when Roy makes the boldest move yet. Instead of just sneaking around, he decides to take the fight public. He teams up with Mullet Fingers and Beatrice to stage a protest at the site, complete with handmade signs and a squad of middle schoolers who are way too hype about saving the owls. It's giving major final battle in My Hero Academia vibes, like, this is the moment where everyone's quirks come together to fight the system. But here's the twist, Mullet Fingers stays hidden. He's still trying to keep his identity under wraps, which means Roy has to step up and take the spotlight. And boy, does he deliver. He's out here making speeches, dropping facts, and rallying people like he's some kind of charismatic superhero. The vibe is electric, and you can tell Roy's officially found his purpose. By the end of Chapter 14, things are at a boiling point. The owl's fate is hanging in the balance, the Pancake Company is scrambling to cover their tracks, and Roy's realizing just how much he's willing to risk to do what's right. It's like watching your favorite RPG character level up in real time. Roy's gone from a quiet, out-of-place kid to the hero we didn't know we needed. So yeah, chapters 13 and 14 are pure fire. The tension, the humor, the heart, it's all coming together for what feels like an epic finale. The owls are counting on our squad, and honestly, if anyone can pull this off, it's these three. Let's go! Alright, chapters 15 and 16 of Hoot are a full-on showdown, like the epic climax of a Marvel movie, but with middle schoolers, owls, and zero CGI. Roy, Mullet Fingers, and Beatrice are in peak hero mode, going all out to save those adorable burrowing owls, and let me tell you, it's a whole vibe. The big drama starts with Roy finally connecting the dots on the Mother Paula's pancake house scheme. Turns out, the big wigs at the company totally knew about the owls and decided to just bulldoze right over them anyway. Classic corporate villain move, right? It's like they're playing Monopoly but with real land, real animals, and no soul. Roy is not having it. He's locked in now, ready to fight harder than a fortnight sweat in the final circle. Meanwhile, Mullet Fingers is still out here being an absolute legend. He sneaks onto the construction site and pulls his boldest stunt yet. He plants a bunch of cottonmouth snakes in the area to freak out the workers. Yeah, you heard that right, snakes. The dude's giving off big chaotic neutral energy, and honestly? Respect. Curly, the foreman, is already stressed to the max, and this sends him completely over the edge. He's running around like he's in a bad horror movie, while Mullet Fingers is somewhere in the shadows probably cackling like a cartoon villain. But the real MVP moment? That belongs to Roy. Our boy steps up in a way that has you wanting to throw confetti and slow clap. He takes all the intel he's got about the owls and the shady corporate nonsense and decides to go public. He gets his parents involved, finally, and convinces them to help him expose the truth. His dad, who's been the ultimate play-by-the-rules guy this whole time, finally sees the light and backs Roy up. It's giving serious mentor finally believes in the hero energy like Piccolo hyping up Gohan in Dragon Ball Z. The squad isn't stopping there, though. They pull together an epic protest at the construction site, with Roy leading the charge like the captain of an underdog sports team in every feel-good movie ever. The vibes are electric. Middle schoolers with signs, chants, and all the passion of kids who just found their cause. Roy even drops some straight-up facts about the endangered owls in front of a news crew. Yes, a news crew. The dude is spitting truth like he's in a debate tournament, and it's iconic. Meanwhile, Mullet Fingers is watching all this unfold from the sidelines, staying out of sight but clearly proud of the chaos he helped spark. Beatrice, as always, is right there keeping the squad grounded and making sure nobody does anything too reckless, except for Mullet, but controlling him is like trying to leash a tornado. By the end of chapter 16, it's clear that Roy's fight is making waves. The construction site is in shambles, the workers are spooked, and the truth about the owls is out there for the world to see. But it's not a done deal yet, the pancake company isn't going down without a fight, and you can feel the tension building for the final act. Roy and his crew are all in now, though, and they're not backing down. These chapters hit hard, with action, humor, and heart all wrapped up in one. Roy's stepping into his role as the ultimate underdog hero, Beatrice is the ride-or-die friend we all need, and Mullet Fingers is the chaotic eco-warrior we didn't know we wanted. The owls? Still adorable. The stakes? Higher than ever. Let's go! Alright, so chapters 17 and 18 of Hoot are like that climactic moment in an anime where everything comes together, chaos, heart, and epic payoffs. It's giving major My Hero Academia plus Ultra vibes, with Roy stepping up in a big way and the adults scrambling to keep up. So, here's the scene. The groundbreaking ceremony for Mother Paula's pancake house is going down. The construction site is decked out, there's a news crew ready to roll, and all the corporate big shots are there, trying to look important. You've got Kimberly Lou Dixon, the actress who plays Mother Paula, out here pretending like she's thrilled to stand in the dirt in heels. She's all smiles for the cameras, but you can tell she'd rather be anywhere else, classic NPC energy. Roy, Beatrice, and Mullet Fingers know this is their shot, their final boss battle. Mullet's been staying low-key, but Roy's ready to go full main character mode. He's been planning this moment, and you can practically hear the One Piece theme music in the background as he gears up to do something huge. Roy gets Beatrice's help to rally the students from Trace Middle School. Yup, it's time for a squad attack. Everyone shows up to the ceremony, and it's like Roy just summoned the Avengers. The kids bring signs, chant about saving the owls, and make so much noise it's impossible for the adults to ignore them. Roy knows they need more than just noise to shut this thing down, so he pulls out the secret weapon, facts. He steps forward and hits everyone with the cold, hard truth about the owls. He explains how these tiny, adorable birds are protected by law and how the pancake house people are trying to bulldoze right over their homes like a bunch of villains from Avatar, The Last Airbender. Roy's speech is fire. He's not just talking to the crowd, he's dragging the corporate bigwigs in front of the cameras. The news crew eats it up, and you can practically see the PR nightmare unfolding for Mother Paula's. Kimberly Lou Dixon turns out to be the surprise MVP of the day. She hears Roy's speech, realizes what's actually going on, and straight up refuses to be part of the groundbreaking ceremony. She's like, nope, I'm not about to ruin my rep for pancakes, and ditches the whole thing. Iconic behavior, honestly. Meanwhile, the adults in charge are flailing. Curly's losing his mind, Officer Delinko is awkwardly trying to keep order, and the big corporate guy is sweating bullets. The best part? Mullet Fingers pops out of hiding, does his whole man of the wilderness thing, and shows the burrows to everyone. There's no denying the owls are real, alive, and need saving. It's checkmate for Mother Paula's. By the end of chapter 18, you can feel the shift. The kids have officially won the day, and the adults are left trying to save face. Roy's transformation from shy new kid to full-on eco-hero is complete, and Mullet Fingers gets his moment of glory. The owls are safe, for now, the pancake house plan is in shambles, and Roy's learned what it means to stand up for something bigger than himself. This is peak story arc payoff, 100% worth the journey. Alright, chapters 19 and 20 of Hoot are where the squad goes full-on final boss mode. It's like the climax of an anime where everything finally comes together, except instead of swords and magic, you've got protest signs and burrowing owls. But trust me, the hype is real. So, picture this, Roy, Beatrice, and Mullet Fingers have set the stage for their big owl-saving showdown. Everyone's buzzing, the news crews are rolling, and it feels like the whole world is watching. It's giving major epic underdog moment, like that scene in Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, where Miles finally takes the leap of faith. Roy's done playing it safe, he's all in. The protest goes down at the construction site, and it's chaotic in the best way possible. The owls are the stars of the show, and honestly, these little guys are adorable enough to make even the coldest corporate villain hesitate. Roy's up front, delivering the speech of his life. He's spitting facts about the owls, the environment, and how Mother Paula's pancake house has been playing dirty. It's like he activated his main character energy buff, and everyone's listening. Even the adults are shook. Roy's got them questioning their life choices like, am I the bad guy here? Spoiler, yes you are. Meanwhile, Mullet Fingers is doing what Mullet Fingers does best, staying low-key but making sure the protest hits harder than a crit in Pokemon. He doesn't want to reveal his identity because, reasons, but you can tell he's proud of how far they've come. Beatrice is right there too, holding it down like the queen she is. She's not about to let anyone mess with Roy or the cause. She's basically the tank in this RPG squad, ready to take any hits so the mission succeeds. Curly and the pancake execs are scrambling, trying to figure out how to spin this mess. It's not going great for them. The cameras are catching everything, and the truth about the owls is out in the open. The execs are looking more sus than a crewmate caught venting in Among Us. Even Officer Delinko, who's been kind of clueless this whole time, starts to get it. He realizes that protecting the owls is the right move, and it's like he finally levels up as a character. The best part? The protest actually works. Roy and the crew manage to convince enough people that the owls deserve to stay. The pancake company gets roasted so hard they decide to back off. That's right, the owls win. It's like the ultimate power of friendship ending, where everyone's teamwork and determination pay off. Roy's parents even show up to support him, proving that they're not totally out of touch. It's wholesome AF. By the end of chapter 20, the construction site is saved, the owls get to keep their home, and Roy feels like he's finally found his place. He went from being the new kid to a legit hero, all because he stood up for what he believed in. It's a feel-good moment that hits harder than finishing a boss fight you've been stuck on for hours. So yeah, chapters 19 and 20 wrap things up perfectly. The squad pulled off the impossible, the owls are safe, and Roy proved that even a middle schooler can take down a shady corporation. If that's not a legendary ending, I don't know what is. Alright, so buckle up, because the end of Hoot hits harder than your Wi-Fi dying mid-boss battle. Chapter 21 is where all the drama and shenanigans finally blow up, and the epilogue wraps things up in a way that's pretty wholesome, but not too cheesy, like, just the right amount of cheddar. First off, remember how Roy and the squad of Beatrice the Bear and Mullet Fingers, a name that's peak chaos energy, have been going full eco-warrior to save the burrowing owls? Well, the big moment goes down at the Mother Paula's groundbreaking ceremony. Picture this, corporate bigwigs, press everywhere, and a bunch of clueless folks hyped for some pancakes that'll probably cost your entire allowance. Meanwhile, Roy and Beatrice are ready to unleash some next-level main character energy. When the crowd gathers, Mullet Fingers straight up pulls a ninja move and pops out of one of the owl burrows. Yeah, dude's literally lying in the dirt to make his point. He's all like, if y'all bulldoze this place, you're bulldozing me too. Major anime protagonist vibes, right? The developers and the cop, Officer Delinko, don't know what to do, and honestly, it's hilarious. The crowd is like, wait, there are owls? And the vibe flips from pancake hype to owl love real fast. Roy goes full strategist here, like some kind of RPG party leader. He rallies the people, spitting facts about the owls and exposing how shady Mother Paula's has been. Turns out, the permit they're flexing doesn't cover destroying an endangered species habitat. Boom, checkmate. Even Chuck Muckle, the grumpy corporate dude, starts losing it, like, literally screaming and yeeting stuff. It's the kind of meltdown that would get turned into a meme instantly. Then comes the cherry on top, Roy points out the actual owls flying around, proving they're still living there. It's like when you pull out the ultimate card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Game over, man. The crowd turns on Mother Paula so fast, you can practically hear their PR team screaming in the background. Now, the epilogue ties everything together like the last season of a binge-worthy show. Mother Paula's dips out of Coconut Cove because, nobody wants to mess with the owl-loving mob. Mullet Fingers stays low-key, still doing his eco-ninja thing, and Beatrice keeps being the MVP of loyalty and toughness. She's like the big sister you never knew you needed. As for Roy, he finally starts feeling at home in Florida. He gets this sweet moment where he checks on the owls and realizes how much he's changed. The dude's grown, like, he started as this quiet, new kid who just wanted to fit in, and now he's out here saving wildlife and inspiring people. It's giving total level-up vibes. Oh, and Officer Delinko? The guy's still rocking his goofy optimism, dreaming of becoming a detective someday. He's like that NPC who grows on you because they're so weirdly endearing. The best part? The owls get to live their best lives, and the whole town kind of wakes up to how important it is to protect what matters. The story doesn't hit you over the head with the whole save the planet thing, but it's there, subtle and powerful, like a well-timed attack on Titan Twist. In the end, it's not just about the owls. It's about standing up for what's right, finding your squad, and realizing that even one kid can make a difference. Roy may not have gotten any anime-style power-ups, but he proved that a little courage and a lot of heart can turn the tide. And that's pretty legendary, if you ask me.